Steve Magness, Do Hard Things, Why We Get Resilience Wrong and the Surprising Science of Real Toughness. In Do Hard Things, Why We Get Resilience Wrong and the Surprising Science of Real Toughness, Steve Magness challenges conventional wisdom on toughness and resilience, offering an evidence-based approach rooted in science and psychology. The book unveils 4 key behaviors essential to cultivating true resilience. It emphasizes the importance of authenticity, interoception, our ability to identify and process emotions, creating space between stimulus and response, and developing a strong sense of intrinsic motivation or drive. Magness' approach dispels the myth of stoic, silent suffering as the epitome of toughness, opening the door to a more holistic and enduring form of real resilience.
Authenticity fuels resilience. True resilience requires abandoning the facade of old-school toughness and embracing authenticity. This can be achieved by setting realistic goals, listening to one's insecurities, and embracing manageable targets that ultimately lead to lasting success. Being honest with ourselves enables us to pursue goals relentlessly and improve our endurance and performance over time. Ever imagined what genuine toughness looks like? It's not about the usual strong, silent type we often conjure up when we picture strength. In reality, this popular narrative that surrounds toughness is misleading and fails to capture what it truly takes to be resilient. It's high time we revisited our perceptions of resilience. Real resilience is based on 4 essential behaviors that lay the groundwork for true toughness. Let's delve into the first one. True toughness is not about displaying confidence but rather embracing authenticity. To be genuinely tough, you must let go of the outward facade. Traditionally, toughness has been all about maintaining an image, exaggerating one's capabilities, and overestimating strength. However, this can be demoralizing when our expectations fail to align with reality. Practicing authentic resilience involves being honest with ourselves, a vital factor that allows us to wholeheartedly pursue our goals and improve our performance and endurance in the long run. If you're skeptical, consider a study involving elementary school students that showed overconfident readers often attempted books beyond their comprehension, leading to eventual abandonment and rejection of further reading. On the other hand, those who were realistic about their capacities improved steadily over time. So how do you shed this facade and become authentic? Here are some straightforward suggestions. 1. Set genuine goals for yourself. Goals guided by image-seeking tendencies may lead to failure if they don't align with your desires. Focus on obtaining objectives that resonate with you personally. 2. Pay attention to your feelings of insecurity. Projecting a facade may prompt you to push away doubts or fears. Remember that doubts can serve as a warning sign, prompting us to reassess our capabilities and make adjustments necessary for attaining long-term success. 3. Cultivate true confidence with raising the floor. Setting unrealistic goals often results in disappointment and, potentially, abandonment. Instead, try raising the floor by establishing manageable targets, even easy ones. You may find yourself soon surpassing your expectations. By embracing authenticity and integrating these strategies into your life, you'll be well on your way to fostering true resilience. Shed the facade and let your real toughness shine through. Resilience through emotional awareness. Embracing and understanding your emotions is a key factor in building resilience. By developing interoception, the ability to identify and interpret emotions, you can not only cope better in tough situations but also excel in high-pressure fields. Listening to your inner voice may seem challenging, but recognizing its different aspects can lead to healthy decision-making in the face of adversity. We've all heard that being tough means ignoring our emotions. However, recognizing and understanding our feelings can actually make us stronger and more resilient. Emotions serve as our brain's first line of defense, signaling that something significant is happening. The better we are at acknowledging and processing these emotions, the more prepared we will be to handle challenges. Consider the moments in life that demand toughness, like personal trauma or professional setbacks. These experiences bring forth an array of emotions. Becoming skilled at identifying and interpreting these feelings makes it more likely that we can successfully cope with adversity. Interoception, or the ability to understand our emotions, correlates with strength and resilience. For instance, elite athletes often have finely tuned interoception, enabling them to perform better under pressure. Similarly, a study conducted by UK psychologists showed that stockbrokers with higher interoceptive abilities yielded more profits and experienced longer careers than their less emotionally aware peers. What is it about interoception that offers a competitive advantage? Knowing how to identify and engage with emotions allows us to control and change them as needed. For example, experiencing sweaty palms may be seen as a result of anxiety, but associating it with excitement could transform negative emotions into positive energy. Now, let's discuss the voice inside our heads, the one that often doubts our abilities or offers unhealthy suggestions. It may seem counterintuitive, but listening to that voice can be beneficial, with one important condition. Consider the story of Stephen Callahan, stranded in the Atlantic after his yacht collided with a whale in 1982. Survival meant rationing the life raft's limited water supply while enduring extreme thirst. Callahan acknowledged the voice in his head urging him to drink more, but he also recognized his rational side which knew he needed to resist. By assigning roles to different aspects of his inner voice, Callahan managed to stay alive and make wise decisions, proving that listening to our inner selves can help us face adversity. The caveat, then, is to not only listen to the conflicting voices in your head but to identify which ones offer genuine support and guidance. Ignoring negative thoughts could make them only grow louder, whereas acknowledging them might lead to healthier decision-making. While it might seem like ignoring the negative and destructive voices in our heads would display toughness, hearing the voices that give good advice and support is even more essential. In conclusion, resilience stems from embracing and understanding our emotions. Developing interoception allows us to cope with challenging situations, and even excel in high-pressure fields. Listening to different aspects of our inner voice helps us make better, healthier decisions when faced with adversity. Acknowledging our feelings and emotions is far from a weakness. Instead, it is a vital component of the armor that makes us tougher and more resilient. Mastering mindful responses. Imagine being able to control your response to pain and difficult situations by practicing mindfulness and harnessing the power of internal conversations. A University of Wisconsin experiment revealed that elite-level meditators had the ability to disassociate the unpleasantness associated with pain by minimizing impulses, like anticipation and fear, that typically trigger negative emotions. Learning to create space between a stimulus and reaction is a mental maneuver that could help in navigating challenging situations, be it physical or emotional pain. Did you know that even 4 days of mindfulness training has the potential to significantly improve individual coping mechanisms, allowing for better responses to negative stimuli? A fascinating experiment conducted by the University of Wisconsin sheds light on this very concept. The study involved 2 groups, one being elite-level meditators, subjected to a hot probe on their wrists. While both groups reported similar pain intensity, the meditators experienced a significantly less unpleasant response to the stimulus. What's the secret? Meditation, through non-judgment and being present, provides a buffer between a stimulus, in this case, the hot probe, and our reaction to it. The non-meditator group's discomfort stemmed not only from the pain but also from anticipating it and the immediate negative emotional response that followed. On the other hand, the meditators could maintain calm and prevent their reflexes from escalating the situation, allowing them to experience the pain without losing control. So how do you attain this mental poise? First, stop trying to resist pain. Counterintuitively, the effort to suppress pain or discomfort only amplifies the unpleasant experience. Consider a marathon runner encountering pain in their hamstrings. Panicking and resisting will lead to increased suffering. A more calming internal conversation might be, "This hurts, but it's normal. Keep breathing and stay loose. I've got this." This balanced approach introduces space between the stimulus, pain, and one's reaction, allowing for a smoother experience. This method applies not only to physical pain but emotional struggles too. Whether it's an argument with your partner or an unexpected hurdle at work, creating space between the stimulus and your response results in calmer and more productive encounters. To master these calm internal conversations, follow these key steps. 1. Acknowledge the sensation or trigger. Ignoring it will only cause your brain to signal more urgently for attention. 2. Identify patterns in your thought process and observe the direction your thoughts take in response to certain stimuli. Understanding why your thoughts turn a specific way is insightful. 3. Recognize when the urge to give up or blow up emerges. Practice self-talk to push through those urges. Although this high-level mental maneuver may not always be perfect, it helps create space between your emotions and reactions, ultimately leading to successful navigation of life's many challenges. The power of intrinsic drive. Intrinsic drive is a key factor that distinguishes exceptionally successful individuals from their equally talented peers. This inner drive, fueled by intrinsic motivation, enables people to reach remarkable levels of achievement, surpassing extrinsic rewards. By connecting with a deeper sense of purpose, we can develop true toughness and resilience, overcoming challenges and even experiencing post-traumatic growth. What is it that differentiates world-class athletes, inventors, and entrepreneurs from their high-performing counterparts? It's not just talent, but something more profound: drive. That extra push that allows people to continue even when exhausted is a product of exceptional motivation and determination. However, not all motivation is created equal. Take, for example, a study by psychologist Edward Deci where two groups were tasked with recreating complex block constructions. Group A had no incentive, relying solely on intrinsic motivation, while Group B received financial rewards for each completed construction. Although Group B initially demonstrated greater motivation, it diminished once the monetary incentive was removed. The takeaway: intrinsic motivation is more powerful and sustainable than extrinsic motivation. Inherent drivers are not easily swayed, and when harnessed, can lead to outstanding success. Reflect on whether your motivations align with your goals, and if not, reconsider your pursuits. People with extraordinary drive have discovered an unwavering sense of purpose, rooted in spirituality, intellect, community, or mission. This deep connection allows them to dig deeper and withstand great challenges. Interestingly, it's not uncommon for individuals to discover their purpose after experiencing severe trauma. This phenomenon, known as post-traumatic growth, results in a renewed appreciation for life and a stronger connection to one's calling. A telling example comes from a study on Vietnam War prisoners of war, POWs. Surprisingly, those held captive the longest demonstrated the most personal growth. The extreme nature of their ordeal led them to discard their previous assumptions and beliefs, ultimately revealing a new sense of purpose. This purpose enabled them to persevere and lay bare an unmatched toughness and resilience. Thus, let us embrace a new perspective on toughness. Genuine toughness isn't measured by the ability to suffer in silence or suppress emotions. Rather, it is grounded in acknowledging our feelings, listening to our bodies, and thoughtfully responding to challenges. By connecting with our intrinsic drive, we can tap into a wellspring of determination that empowers us to thrive through life's darkest moments.
Steve Magness, Do Hard Things redefines toughness and demonstrates that real resilience stems from being authentic, embracing emotion, calmly approaching challenges, and cultivating a sense of intrinsic motivation. By exploring scientific research and practical techniques, Magness encourages embracing emotions as signals and employing thoughtful self-talk to navigate difficulties. The book also highlights that a purpose-driven life, grounded in intrinsic motivation, primes individuals for success and endurance in the face of adversity. Ultimately, the book dismantles traditional notions of toughness, providing readers with transformative insights and tools to foster long-lasting resilience.